Did you know that in space, astronauts orbit Earth every 90 minutes and experience 16 light-dark transitions every 24 hours? As you can imagine, any attempt for the body to follow natural circadian cues are blown to smithereens. Yet, astronauts must perform optimally. What's their secret? Welcome to part 3 of a 3-part series on sleep. In case you missed them, part 1 was about 10 surprising sleep traditions from around the world, and part 2 was on global insomnia hacks you need to try. Ready for part 3, which reveals 6 astronaut sleep hacks to steal now? Well, let's get right to it. A bit of context first. Starting with the obvious. Sleeping in space is absolutely nothing like sleeping on Earth. In space, there's no such thing as lying down. Without gravity pulling the body into a mattress, there's no sense of pressure on joints, muscles, or the vestibular system, all of which contribute to down-regulating the nervous system for sleep on Earth. As a result, astronauts sleep in small personal quarters, tethered inside sleeping bags to avoid drifting. These pods are sound-insulated, dimly lit, and ventilated to prevent CO2 buildup around the head, a surprising problem when air doesn't naturally circulate. But even with these setups, most astronauts average less than 6 hours per night, well below the NASA-recommended 8. Why? The absence of physical grounding cues, like weight, exposure to machinery noise, artificial lighting that never accurately mimics the lighting on Earth, continuous vibrations, and persistent stress from high-stakes missions keep the nervous system primed for action. So how do astronauts hack these conditions? Through a mix of environmental engineering and behavioral discipline that includes eye masks, earplugs, adjustable lighting, cognitive sleep therapy, and only when needed sleep supplements like melatonin, medication like zolpidem, Ambien, and alertness facilitators like caffeine. Okay, enough with the background. How does this apply on Earth? Number 1, try simulating gravitational anchoring. In space, astronauts float. Their brains don't get the usual pressure signals from the body that come from lying on a mattress. On Earth, this lack of groundedness can show up in people who can't relax at night, which can be a sensory feedback problem. Their brains don't feel like they are being supported or stabilized. What to do? Use a weighted blanket, about 10 to 12% of your body weight. It applies gentle pressure that calms the nervous system, similar to a hug or deep touch. You can also place a rolled towel behind your knees or along your spine while lying down. This adds localized pressure that helps your brain register position in space. Finally, try restorative yoga or isometric holds, where you hold a gentle contraction without movement. These stimulate pressure-sensitive nerves and signal safety to your brain. Number 2 is to use light as a chronobiological tool. Your body's circadian rhythm runs on a 24-hour internal clock which is regulated by light. However, artificial lighting and screen use can confuse your sleep-wake cycles. What to do? Within 30 minutes of waking, try to get 10 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight, especially if you feel groggy. This tells your brain that daytime has started, helping melatonin turn off for now and turn back on earlier that night. At night, avoid bright or blue-toned lights because these suppress melatonin. Use warm, dim lighting and apply blue light filters, like blue light glasses that block short wavelength light. Number 3 is to try phase shifting. Whether you're crossing time zones or changing shifts, your biological clock resists sudden change. The key is to nudge it gradually, not shock it. Here's what to do. First, adjust your bedtime and wake time by 15 to 30 minutes each day if you know a shift is coming. Then, time your meals consistently as your liver and gut have their own clocks, and this helps them stay aligned with your brain's master clock. Finally, and I know this one trips many people up, keep weekend sleep schedules close to weekday ones. A big mismatch creates social jet lag, which is like flying to a different time zone every Friday and Monday. Tip 4 is to use cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia. Cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia focuses on restructuring thoughts and behaviors that lead to insomnia. Many people with insomnia fear sleeplessness. The more pressure they put on themselves to sleep, the more alert and anxious they become, which leads to a loop of performance anxiety. While CBTI is most effective while working with a trained professional, there are interventions you can try yourself. For example, stop watching the clock or tracking your sleep obsessively. Instead, focus on how you feel. Subjective fatigue is a better signal than the number on your watch. Use 4-2-4 breathing, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 4, to slow your breathing and reduce your nervous system arousal. Let your thoughts drift naturally without trying to control them, which can help prevent your brain from overthinking and wandering. You can also try paradoxical intention. This means instead of trying to fall asleep, say I'm going to stay awake calmly. This reverses the pressure to fall asleep and reduces hyperarousal. If you're still awake for more than 20 to 30 minutes, leave the bed. Keep lights low and do something that won't stimulate your brain like folding laundry. This prevents your brain from associating bed with stress. 5 is to minimize sleep disruption from sudden noise and light. Your brain tolerates steady sensory input but reacts to sudden changes, which causes it to focus attention and assess the situation. What to do? Use brown noise, which is also referred to as red noise, as background sound. It can mask environmental sounds like traffic or voices better than white noise. Instead of switching the lights off suddenly, try dimming them over 30 to 60 minutes, which mimics a natural sunset. Add a consistent sensory cue to your nightly routine, which can be a smell like lavender oil. Over time, your brain associates this cue with time to sleep. Number 6 is to use sleep banking prior to a sleep-deprived schedule. Similar to putting extra money in a bank, with sleep banking you're depositing extra sleep before you need it to draw upon later. What to do? In the days leading up to your sleep-compressed schedule, try to get 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep each night. This helps to build a sleep reserve. After high-demand phases, don't just catch up on hours. Prioritize rebound sleep. Your body may want longer REM and slow-wave sleep cycles. Don't interrupt them with early alarms or screen exposure. Astronauts sleep in one of the most unnatural environments imaginable. No gravity, no day-night cycle, and constant pressure to perform. Yet their solutions are applicable to anyone here on Earth. What are you going to apply first? Let me know in the comments. Me? I'm going to try getting up from bed after 20 minutes if I'm not sleeping and see how it goes. As you know, the nerdy synapses never rest, not even at night. Wish me luck, nerdy and proud.